Top of the morning, Gooners fans. 5 a.m. here in Australia, but there's nothing that will take the smile off my face, especially now that we have won our first game with Project Restart underway. Premier League back, of course, as of last week, but for us Arsenal fans, it was a pretty tough start to everything. Manchester City away last week, that was a tough game to be reintroduced to the Premier League, and then Brighton, of course, on the weekend, a game which, in all seriousness, we probably should have won. But as it happens, we snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. But this morning, the boys got the job done. 2-0 victory against Southampton. And it's a great feeling. All you Gooners out there will know that when you get the victory like that and play probably not as well as what we could have and what we have seen in the past, it's a great feeling. So that's not going to dampen anything on my part now. Looking forward to a good Friday. And for everybody, watching around the world as they head into their Thursday nights, Thursday afternoons, it's going to be a good Friday for them too. So let's talk about the game. Great result for the boys, 2-0 against Southampton. Bit of a funny game in a few ways. I felt like we were very slow to get going in the first 20 minutes of the first half, probably more so 10 to 15 actually. Slow to get going, but once we worked ourselves into the game, we managed to create a few chances. Defensively looked a little bit more solid. It was good to see the chances being created as well. We saw Auba hit the crossbar early, probably could have squared it for what, from my memory, was one of the two boys, Eddie in the middle, and perhaps Nicolas Pepe making their way in, hit the crossbar, but it was a good sign for us that we actually looked like we were creating some chances as well. We also saw Bukayo Saka, who he's fast developing as one of our very best players. We saw him cross the ball for Eddie when he was put through, unfortunately offside, but there were some good signs that we were actually creating and doing a few things there, which was good. So happy days. Good to see Eddie's harrying of the goalkeeper got us that first goal. That was amazing to see. Just that effort and work ethic from one of our forwards. It was good to see him take the game by the scruff of the neck in the 20th minute, as he did, and that put us one goal ahead, which by that point, it felt like the screw was starting to turn then. We were getting into the game, and positively for us, it was a good time to take the lead. It was just at a point where we were really starting to get in the game and turn things around. So that was magnificent for us. Very, very happy that we got that lead, and it was something for us to begin to hang on to. And then we saw, as the half progressed, Pepe down the right-hand side played the ball through for Eddie, who played it with his right foot. I wasn't sure if it was a shot or if it was a pass looking for all, but probably perhaps the square to Aubameyang was probably the best option, and whilst he didn't do that, that's okay. It was good to see us actually move forward and start to create some chances. So positive times for us. As the half went on, we looked a lot more comfortable, which was good. So it was great to see that. I was very happy to see us getting into the game. Conversely, halftime came at almost a bad point for us. We look at the start of the second half, and it was a real case of, what's just happened here? And first 15 minutes of that second half, we were under the pump. Shane Long made a difference when he came on at halftime. I felt for Southampton. He looked pretty good and made a difference for them when he came on. But after that, we began to weather the storm again and get into the game and really stamp our authority again in midfield. I thought Xhaka was good, especially second half as well. He looked nice and solid for us. Danny Ceballos, when he plays well, he's also a good player, and that was a good moment for us. So good to see us get back in the game. As we progressed further on in the second half, it felt more and more like any chances that Southampton were going to have weren't going to be as significant. There was that Shane Long chance towards the back end of the second half. Martinez, beautiful left-handed parry, and then he managed to regather as well. And that was the only other really significant change. I feel like he's been really good for us. Martinez, I thought that he commanded his box really well against Brighton when he came on. Unfortunately, the goals weren't ideal, probably down to poorer defending more than anything, and not so much his fault. But I thought he was good again today. Distribution was good. Couple of sneaky and funny back passes that he was looking to play, but overall, he looked the goods. The young boys playing really, really well. I thought Joey Willock was good when he came on late on in the second half and obviously scored that goal for us as well to wrap the points up. So that was magnificent. I think credit to Shkodran Mustafi as well. I think he's really coming of age in the last couple of months under Arteta. When I say obviously the last couple of months before the season was halted, but I think Shkodran's been good for us. Holding was good today as well. And Kieran Tierney looked pretty good most of the time, linking up with Saka on the left-hand side. I hope his injury isn't a long one, but at the same time, he was good as well. So some positive signs today. I think overall it was a good day to get a win. Definitely lifted my spirits. I guess I had a feeling towards the back end of that game that if there was another situation like Brighton where we dropped points where we probably shouldn't have, then this video wouldn't be as positive as what it is at the moment. And that's what a win does, right? That's what a win does for all of us fans, all of us that love our club and love the team. That, you know, when we win games and when we come away from today where we didn't play amazingly well, but we were good enough in a way to get the points, it just changes your whole outlook. So very, very positive. I'm feeling great. Feeling a lot more confident now ahead of Sheffield United on what will be Sunday night for us, Sunday lunchtime kickoff in the UK. But it was great victory. Shame Aubameyang couldn't get on the score sheet. He went very close today. And it was a game that reminded me a little bit. There was a game we played against Watford last year away in the Premier League. Aubameyang scored where he did what Eddie did. He harried the goalkeeper and managed to get a deflected goal in. That game, though, we were nowhere near as far in it as what we were this time around. And that day we probably could have and should have lost. So good news today that we got the result. But happy days, Gunners. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday if you're watching it in Europe and the United States. And for all of us in Australia and Asia, we look forward to enjoying a happy Friday. So enjoy the day, guys. Happy times, up the Gunners, and we'll see you again for a preview for Sheffield United FA Cup quarter final, which is coming up on Sunday. Talk to you all soon.